ever get offended when the other twin calls themselves ugly?
You ever get sad at the thought of like, but someday one of you's gonna have to live without the other? And do you have like a prediction of who it's gonna be?
Yeah.
Hey guys!
I'm Veronica.
I'm Vanessa.
And we're here with Brooklyn and Bailey.
Hello, you guys.
We're doing a fun twin collab. We did a collab on their channel, so make sure to go check it out as well. Yes, we did Never Have I Ever on there, and things get crazy
and wild.
The tea is spilled. We were thinking that it would be really fun to have a twin conversation. We've always wanted to sit down and just talk with another pair of twins about being twins. And we know that you guys would enjoy this type of video because it's so interesting being a twin.
That's true.
And there's so many similarities between us twins, and like our lives are mirroring each other at the moment. Well, almost mirroring each other. Almost. And so there's just like a lot to talk about, and we asked you guys to ask us some questions. So let's get into it. I wrote down a couple of questions that I have that I want to know. Ronnie's got some questions ready.
Go for it.
Can you feel each other's pain or like emotion? Like, do you have like a heightened sense of empathy?
I definitely think I do. The pain thing, it's not the way people think it is. Like, you can't pinch her and I'm like, ow, in the same arm. But it's like, you just know. And I really think it has to do with just spending a whole lot of time together. And so you just get really in tune with their emotions and like their body language and whatnot. But emotionally, 100%. Like, you could look me in the eye and I would know exactly what you're thinking in that very moment.
I actually feel like she feels my emotions way more than I do.
That's how I feel like I am with you, but not the other way. Because remember we filmed that video with me dressed up in the room and she didn't recognize me, but she dressed up and I recognized her.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I feel like I'm way more in tune with, but maybe that's because you were the original. Maybe it's because, no, you're the original one. We're the split off, so that's why. I seriously
You guys are just
secondary us's, you know? Like, you're just like a piece of me.
But that's why I think like sometimes you have a lot more anxiety about situations than I do, because you are like feeling that for both of us.
Yeah.
Okay, this is something that is interesting and that a lot of people don't really realize. Did they keep you guys in the same class in school, or did they separate you?
We were separated our whole lives because it was a little combination of like my parents wanting us to be separated because they wanted us to make our own friends. It was like their big thing. It was like they wanted us to be able to like develop individual personalities, and so they split us our whole lives. We were split. So we had different like friend groups and different teachers and our whole life until we hit high school, when we started like being able to cater our own classes and stuff, and then we started being in classes together. I feel like also we did that because my dad was a twin. He kind of knew what it was. He was a fraternal twin, so not exactly the same, but he kind of knew like what it was and what it felt like to share everything. And so he was really intentional to make sure both of us felt like we didn't have to share things, we didn't have to share friends. The only thing we always shared was a room. We always shared a room.
They separated us for the exact same reason. They wanted us to. Our parents didn't want to separate us because my mom knew that we loved each other and we always wanted to be with each other, and she just felt really bad that they separated us. But it was like very like similar. Like, until high school, that's when we were able to like really get
we always like did the same things even though we were separate. Like, we always took the same classes, like got like similar grades and stuff,
sit
but
in
like
similar seats.
Like even the same seats, but like we never had classes together. I think it was intentional for like us, and also just for the poor teachers, so that they didn't have to deal with being like which one are you?
Do you find it annoying when people mix you up?
It depends. I feel like not really. For the most part, you're kind of numb to it. After a while.
I agree.
So you're just very used to it, and like it irks me when it's someone that should know who I am. And I'm like,
or there are people who like
think it's like funny to constantly like call you the wrong name.
Oh my
And you're like, there are, you know what I'm talking. There are people that are always like, oh Bailey, oh sorry, I meant Brooklyn. And you're like
unamused.
You're like not funny.
Come up with something original.
Yeah, I know, but they're like, most people, they don't know. You know, they don't mean it.
Yeah.
But if it was like Asa and he like got us confused, I'd be like, bruh, really?
Absolutely not.
Like, hello?
No, I feel like
twin swap. He got us confused on the twin swap.
Yeah, I saw that.
He learned his lesson on
Yeah.
I know, the poor guy. I feel for him. He was so camera shy. He literally didn't even look at us. He was just looking at the camera, freaking
He
out.
did not notice I was not Bailey.
Nope.
Yeah, I think for us it's kind of very similar. Like literally the same answer.
Yeah.
That one, like that transitions into the next question. We have this issue where we can't remember like who experienced a situation because we both have that same memory.
Oh,
Same.
yeah.
You
We'll
guys
argue about it sometimes.
I'm like, that was
definitely
me that did
Yeah,
that.
100%. Yeah.
Yes,
we do that too. It's crazy.
we have this one controversy about someone bringing in bananas from like a grocery
My
shopping
mom
thing.
got mad because we didn't know what happened to the bananas, and I was like, oh, I put them here.
And I was like, no, I put them there.
And I was like, no, I did.
And to this day,
Do
I
you
don't
wonder
know.
if maybe, like, this is so spiraling down, but do you wonder if, like, maybe sometimes memories, like, are shared? Because you're twins?
I
Like,
think
maybe you
so.
both have that memory? Because there are times,
You're
like,
twins?
it's usually, like, when we were in the past, like, it's been a minute, and so, like, the clarity's not there, you know? Or sometimes I'll tell a story where she wasn't even there, and I'm like, no, and then I did this and this and this, and she's like, I did that. And I'm like, no, I did that. And, like, we weren't even together.
Can't even remember.
Yeah. Like, one of us
We
is in a
weren't
different
together,
state, but
yeah.
we think it's us. Yeah, and she's like, no, I did that. I'm like, what?
No.
I seriously wonder if there's some kind of telepathy happening where your
Yeah.
memories are, like, ingrained in my brain and vice versa.
It has to be
It has
because
to
we
be.
have the same situation where
Yeah.
she'll do something and I can tell the story like
Like it was you.
like it was me.
Yeah.
Like, I almost see it, like, through her
No,
eyes.
literally.
Like, seeing her memory.
Yes.
What is that?
That is
so
weird. I don't know if
Some
other people
scientist
experience that.
somewhere, you need to study this.
Yeah. Can
Yes.
someone explain in the
Please
comments?
explain.
Not on us, though.
Any scientist?
Study on someone else.
Yeah,
my
study
gosh.
someone else.
We don't have time. We're busy. Do you guys want to ask me a question?
I have one.
Okay,
but
yeah,
it's
yeah.
sad, so I don't want to ask it.
Wait, I want to know.
Well, I talked about it on my TikTok, but like, do you ever get sad at the thought of like okay, this is really sad.
Like something
I'm sorry,
happening to
but
your
someday one of you's gonna have to live without the other.
Yeah.
Like,
thought
isn't
about
that sad? Like, do you ever experience? And
Yeah.
do you have like a prediction of who it's gonna be?
Yeah.
I'm cute. That was so good.
Oh my god.
And then I like have to quickly like think of something else
It's
because
the
I'm like,
saddest
I
thought.
can't think of it.
But it had so
Yeah.
many comments underneath it of like twins being like, "This is a big fear, like of mine."
Yeah, it's a big fear of mine too. And now that she's moved out and stuff, there's a lot of times where I'm like, wow, I maybe I should have hugged her.
Yeah.
And said goodbye, because like, what if she gets in a wreck or something, and then I get like really sad.
When I
I'm
lived
like,
in
oh.
Utah, there were a couple of times where I like would call her in the middle of the night and be like,
Are you okay?
I'm having like anxiety, like I feel like something's wrong, or like, you okay? Like, do you ever get that? Like, I get that all, like every once in a while I'll be like, something's wrong, and I'll just like call her and be like, are you okay? And not like 90% of the time, no, she's not.
Yeah, something's
Oh my
wrong.
gosh, you can tell.
Yeah.
You can feel each
Yeah.
other's emotions.
It's odd, isn't it crazy? I think you're gonna outlive me.
I do too.
Unfortunately.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? But like at an
I don't
old
know.
age.
She's
like,
always
you're
been a
getting,
little bit
like,
more
old.
frail than I have. Just a tiny
She's
bit.
more tough.
Am I wrong? Look at you. You're like skin and bones. I was the like malnourished. No, you're like tiny. You're just like me. No, you're smaller. Just like me. You're smaller. It's weird. Like I have said it many times on my channel, and people always get offended for me, even though I'm the one saying it.
I've never said this.
100% no, she was like the original egg, and I was the split off, and I think she's gonna outlive me. And that's
Wait,
like,
so was I the
never
original
thought that.
egg? I've never
It's
had
not
that
even
thought.
a
live long.
Let me
I don't
clarify.
know who.
It is not a competition. It does not offend us
No.
at all.
Yeah.
There
It's
had
a
to have been an
competition.
original
But like
egg
if
at
you're
some point.
identical, I was one, and
Like
then
which
you
one?
split. You know?
I don't
Yeah.
know,
No
but
idea.
there is something inside of me where I'm just like, I know. It was you. And I was the blessing, okay? I was the miracle, okay?
Yes.
But when Bailey and I were born, I was fine, and she wasn't breathing.
Yeah, I was
very
same.
well. And so they
No way.
nothing
Yeah.
worked, but when they put her in the incubator right next to me, she was fine.
Wait, I was a little.
Nikki baby.
Yeah.
We were, but
we're happy.
yeah, we were
fine.
she was born natural, and then I was born C-section.
Emergency
wow.
C-section.
Yeah.
I can't believe you did
Because-
natural with. Holy cow! I
twins.
never
No,
heard of
My
that.
mom, she's a trooper. She did everything,
My
and
gosh.
like the cord was like pushing on my neck or something, and I was like losing oxygen. So they just like put her to sleep and then took me out. But I was in like because my lungs were like not developed all the way. I was just having some issues. But I'm fine now.
But it explains a lot. Did you guys have a twin language?
We never did.
Like when you were babies, like did your mom like ever like say like you guys had like a
Well,
language or
not a
anything?
language, but we have videos of us talking to each other when we were like couldn't talk, like blah, blah, blah,
We'd be
and then in the
sitting
other
in
one,
our-
blah, blah,
We'd
like
be sitting in
having
our cribs, and we
conversations.
would just literally be sitting there gabbing away at each
Yeah.
other. Just blah, blah, blah,
That's
blah,
kind of
blah,
like
blah.
what I guess we did is what my parents said. Like, we were like,
Yeah.
It's not like a twin language, but we know sign language, like
Just
the
like-
alphabet,
just
like
a little bit.
little parts of like we know the full alphabet and sign language, so like we'll like sign stuff to each other sometimes, or you know when you just like
No.
know,
You
like
just know.
you just know you can like look at your sister and you're like
Okay.
like
yeah.
Yeah, you
let's
just-
leave,
Yeah.
or like this person's weird.
It can
or-
even just be like, it can literally be like a glance. It's not even like a.
Yeah.
It's
like,
like a-
wait, I want to
I
try
wonder
something
if
really
it would
quickly.
look
I was about to say, I want to try
like
something.
we're
really
separated.
Okay, I'm going to give you a look. Because we're not twins, but like we have twins. So like,
Yeah.
would it work if I
Would it
like
work?
looked at one of
So
you?
are you going to give us a look of with and feeling emotion behind
Yes,
it? We
I'm
have to
gonna
guess.
give you a look. I'm gonna turn. I'm gonna give you a look, but go. Don't say anything.
But what
and
do
you
I-
have to guess.
I'm
what your
nervous.
emotion is.
I'm
I have to
nervous.
guess what you're thinking
Yes.
and like
Yes.
your emotion. Okay.
Okay, ready?
Okay. Oh, okay. Maybe like you're uncomfortable.
I feel like that's so good.
Okay, my turn, my turn. Okay.
You're like, this person is weird. I feel like you're anyone on the planet Earth could have told that from you. I think your expression was so big. I think anyone would have.
I like overdid
I
it.
mean, mine is more like,
Yeah.
you know, like that type of
That's
thing.
really good.
Where
That's
it's
good.
like,
That was good. That
was good one.
Mine was over the top.
where it's more that for me it's kind of like something in particular happens and I've acknowledged it and I look to see if my sister has noticed the same thing and she has and has also chosen to look at me to see if I've acknowledged it.
We do that all the time. My parents get mad. Like they'll be having a conversation with us and we'll like look at each other and be like, what are you saying?
We're
like, nothing.
We're just looking at each other. Here's a good question. Even though we're all identical twins, what are like slight differences? Like for example, I have like a half-inch bigger foot than she does.
What?
Yes.
She has a more circular face. Like we have different eyebrows.
Wait, let me see. Yeah, okay, yeah, I can see. I get told that I have the rounder face.
Yeah.
And that she has like the slimmer face.
You know what
But
it
my
is?
boyfriend says I have the rounder face.
So that shouldn't seem
So I don't.
Weird.
I don't
That's
know.
like no, you definitely do.
Yeah.
But you want to know what though? I always notice the freckles. You have more prominent freckles.
Yeah, I have
She's
a lot.
outside a lot more. I've always kind of had more, not as sharp eyebrows, and then she obviously has a deeper dimple. I don't. So that's something.
I think personality-wise, though, we're very, very different.
Same.
Oh yeah.
I think.
How would you describe each other?
Yeah. How? Yeah. You describe the differences between,
Oh man.
Like in personality.
Brooklyn is more like determined. I'm loyal, but like she's like loyal. You know what I mean?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Are you like a perfectionist? Or like do things need to be a certain
Well,
way?
yeah, kind of a little.
Yeah. Because I'm that way.
A little bit. She,
And you're anxious?
Yes.
And I'm anxious.
yeah, I'm
But
way.
are you you're outgoing?
Yeah.
She's outgoing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so weird.
Yeah.
And we're the first ones born?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, she's more stubborn for sure, but she's more like determined and like loyal person. She's also a little more introverted than I am, and she's always had more of an attitude of like she doesn't care what other people think. Whereas I've always been like a little bit more of a people pleaser and
very
more
social,
outgoing, very
yeah.
social.
I think for you, it's very like similar to you, where she's a bit
I
more
think it's
introverted,
crazy.
and she definitely has anxiety about different situations, and she's also like a hardcore perfectionist about stuff, and is really hard on herself too. When she can't get something like to like a T or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's okay. There's like pros and cons to like everything,
Being perfectionist also comes out as being bossy.
Yes.
No, that's
I'm
just,
definitely that.
no, I think that's just.
I was called bossy since day one.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm not bossy though. I
don't
just know
feel like
we
you're
know
bossy.
what we want.
Yeah, I don't feel like I'm bossy
oh my gosh.
It's so weird how it just like correlates.
Yeah, it is
I
weird.
don't know,
It's
it's
weird.
like a weird thing. You're very outgoing.
She's like, tell me more.
I would say, I don't know, you're creative, you're funny, Now I'm just like trying to like think of content.
Right. Like
more
go with the flow
Yeah,
type thing. I
definitely.
don't really stress and like I can't relate about anxiety with
This
you.
I know, and it's hard
It's
too
hard.
because you see them struggling so much, and
you're
you're
like,
just like, I
"Why?"
want to help so bad, and just.
I remember
don't
there
know
was
how.
one time in college when I was like, it was just one of those nights where I like woke up at 11, couldn't sleep, I was getting anxiety, and I don't know if everyone's anxiety is different, but like sometimes I get like jittery, like I just get like, I can't, like my heart rate's up, like I can't calm myself down, and I texted her and I was like, oh, I'm going on a drive, like I'm having anxiety, and she's like, well, how are you feeling? And I'm like, well, I'm just like jittery, like I just need to like go out and get like calm myself down and chill out. She's like, well, just try to eat some nuts, it's probably your blood sugar.
No, okay. In my defense, I was like, no, I think she had not said it was her anxiety yet. She just said I was feeling jittery, and so I was like, okay, then
I was like,
we'll try to eat
no.
something first. And then she said anxiety. I was like, okay,
some
never
nuts,
mind.
it's
I
all
take
this.
it back. I take it back.
And that's when I was like, you don't quite understand what I'm going through.
Okay, don't make me look like that.
No, it wasn't unsympathetic. It was just because you had never experienced it.
And she didn't say it was anxiety.
It wasn't. I
get
never
that.
thought of it as unsympathetic or rude. I just thought it was funny.
Yeah, no, like similar stuff where she's been like really harsh on herself, and I'm like, well, don't.
I can't. I can't.
It's fine. We're gonna be fine. You're like,
I'm like, it's gonna be okay. But if I panic, I'll feel better.
I cry about it, and then I'm okay.
Yeah.
My anxiety is more like my thoughts. Like my thoughts just run so crazy, and I just like can't control them sometimes. And I just like sometimes they're just so intrusive to the point where I think like people like are judging me when they're clearly not. It's a social anxiety.
Yeah.
So I hate people.
I do have a question. Do y'all have the same allergies or different allergies? If you have allergies at all.
Yeah. I think so. I think we're both heavily allergic to feathers.
Yes.
Because when we sleep on feathered like pillows or like down stuff, we get like rashes
Whoa.
and stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah, and we found
That's
that out
really
when we
weird.
were like in like
Little.
eight or 9.
That, and I think we both have like the same type of sinus
allergies
and stuff.
See, we have different
very
allergies.
different
Very
allergies.
different allergies.
No way!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
So
that's
she's like
crazy.
super allergic to a lot of things.
A lot.
Really?
Yeah, I'm allergic to like everything
ocean.
you breathe. I'm allergic to the ocean.
No.
Yeah, like some kind of sea algae or something, so I get hives when I get in the water. Or like,
my gosh.
I'm allergic to amoxicillin, sulfa, like a lot of medications. The only thing I'm not allergic to is food. The only food I stay away from is seafood because I don't know
You
with
don't
the
know.
ocean if it'll be a problem.
That's
Oh,
a good idea.
but
But I'm allergic to lavender, so I can't
Oh.
use lavender soaps or anything, or I'll get hives. And I'm not allergic to all of those things except
She has
for
no
sulfa.
pollen allergies or anything.
No pollen allergies, nothing.
But I have like
Isn't
bad
that
pollen
interesting?
allergies.
Ooh, I have a question. Is your guys' skin the same?
No.
Ours is not. I
No.
break out so bad if I eat certain foods or if I'm like stressed out, and she never breaks out. She hardly has pimples.
That's
I
how
don't
Brooklyn
know.
and I are. She hardly ever has pimples, and I'm the one that's always had. Like my skin is hormonal, so if I am like PMSing or even like ovulating or things like that, I will break out bad. It doesn't matter what I do, and so I take super good care of my skin, and it's still just super hormonal. So I've had to figure it out, the regimen over the years and what works, but.
I have like a
She's
my
fine.
basic
She
skincare
does her
routine.
skincare
Yeah.
routine, but it never.
And
is
every
too
once in a while,
bad.
like I like will break out a little baby breakouts, like just from
Yeah.
like hormones. But I've never had like a full blown like that.
But that
I've
is
never had
why
that either.
skincare is important. You guys,
It is.
because
Yeah.
everybody's skin is different.
Okay, so we can all share clothes, but you guys can't share makeup. Like if she has like a
Oh,
certain
no.
product, you can't wear because it
No.
doesn't
We've
work the
never
same
done
on your
that. We've
face.
never
No,
makeup.
you never share makeup.
I
You
have
have
to
to
use
use
different.
Yeah,
Yes,
just
mascara.
mascara.
Your guys' mascara is on. Yes. Lash Next Door. Check it out.
Hey, hey. Her foundation looks super
bad on
my
her,
skin.
and
Like it
hers
makes
is
me
so
look
ugly.
like
It's
hair of the
so
day. Yeah.
crazy how
It's
that
so
is.
crazy.
It's crazy.
There's literally been times where I fall asleep with makeup on and my acne clears up. And I don't even know how
Oh,
that
don't.
happens.
I don't even know how that works.
That
I can't-
is
it makes me
like
cringe.
blasphemy.
There are times where I like this is so bad. The esthetician in me is dying. There are times like before I was an esthetician where I would literally like not wash my face for like 3 days and it would like clear my skin up. Like I don't.
What? How?
Meanwhile,
No,
I
probably
have
the
been doing
natural
research
Yeah,
on my
sometimes
skin
it's
since
letting
I
your
was
skin
12
turn,
years
yeah.
old on how
to fix like my acne problems, and that is why I am so. I know everything you could think of. But not that I'm an esthetician.
Deal with it.
Wash your face.
Yes.
Wash your face.
Use your serums.
What a dream world you live. I was going to
Exactly.
the dermatologist at age 12. I was like, please help me.
Here's a question, or not a question, but just like people compare us to our parents all the time. Like some people will be like, Vanessa looks more like your dad, and I look more like our mom. Do you guys get that?
I get told I look a lot like my mom, but I really think it's just because of my long hair. My mom has long hair like
But
mine.
their personalities are like identical. Like they
Oh,
are very
really?
similar.
I don't know if I agree with that because I'm not. See, I'm like, I don't think I'm like,
Yes.
I think I'm similar to my mom, but no more similar than like she probably. Like I think we're both like a good mix. But.
Yeah, she definitely gets my mom. I don't really get anyone in
Either.
particular, but we get mostly compared between our siblings. Like,
Oh.
Camry is just like your dad, and Brooklyn is just like your mom, and then me and Rylan fall somewhere in the
middle.
mix.
Interesting.
Have you looked at a picture of your twin and thought it was you, or a picture of you and thought it was your twin?
Yes.
100%.
100%.
Definitely when we were
Baby,
younger.
baby
We actually
photos.
have this thing where every time we're shown a baby photo, we always think we are the
Other one.
Really?
So if I think it's me, it's definitely Brooklyn. And if she thinks it's her, it's definitely me. I think it's because we've only ever looked at each other.
Yeah.
And so that's the one we recognize in the photo. Isn't that weird?
interesting.
There's been
I see what you mean. Yeah.
So rarely there will be a
it's
time
me.
like in a video where she like turns or something. I'm like, oh.
And then
that
we
looks like
rewind
me.
it, and you're like, that looks like Ronnie for a second. Then we all rewind, and we're like, no.
And I'm like, but it did.
You know what was crazy is when we posted a photo with you, because you. But some of the comments were like, Bailey looks like they all look related.
Yeah, we do.
And I was like, do you
We
guys
all-
think we all
yeah.
look related?
I think we do
It's
look
just-
similar. Like we could be cousins.
I think so.
Like,
we could be cousins.
You look more like
Right?
us than some of our cousins do.
Really?
Yeah, totally.
They're like, what?
I'm so honored.
I'm on it.
I just want the blue eyes. Oh my gosh.
I'll take the eyebrows. Thank you very much.
Do you guys feel like your spouses / partners are like a
Similar?
reflection of your twin? Like who you like picked to marry
Oh
is
my
like a
gosh,
reflection of your
maybe.
twin?
Because Asa is definitely the opposite of Brooklyn.
Oh.
Aaron is nothing like
Yeah,
you.
Asa's not anything like Brooklyn.
No,
either.
I'm not tall at all.
But like personality wise, is there like, do you feel like you gravitated towards someone who was like
Dakota's
your
not like
twin?
me, I don't think.
You know, you and Aaron do have some.
There are some similarities actually. Like
Yeah.
a
Think
little
about
bit.
it.
You and Asa literally are so different.
John
Hey.
is kind of he's introvert and you're introverted.
Sometimes you can be a little aloof. Not as much as we're older.
She would say the same thing about me.
But-
I'm surprised she hasn't said
but
it yet. She'd say the same thing.
Aaron can be aloof as well. Okay. Yeah. Some twins grow up hating each other.
Yeah.
Could you
And
imagine?
I just can't imagine that. Like you guys clearly love each other. You guys are best friends, right?
I couldn't imagine. Like I don't know how that you even get to that point.
How?
Like,
It makes
How?
me
I don't
feel
know.
bad because
Why?
being a twin is like such a special connection with someone, and you know it's all, like people are always like, when was the moment you realized you were a twin? I was like, never. I've just always been.
Yeah.
I've always been a twin, and so I don't know. I just think it's nice to meet twins who like have good connection and like love each other. And it's always so good to see that. And there you have it, twin talk. A conversation with some twins.
Twins and twins.
This was
about
so much
twins.
fun.
Twins.
Yeah.
And you guys don't forget we did a video on their channel. We did
Never have I ever.
We did Never
Make sure to subscribe to their channel, subscribe to our channel as well, and we will see you guys next time. Thanks for being on our channel.
Bye, guys.